put down, ripped off, cut open. Now, he's unleashed. The American Insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
Well, hello, my brother from another mother. How you doing, my sister from another mister? Hello, welcome. It is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion, brought to you today by Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. An awesome product. It's got the empty jar guarantee. It doesn't burn, doesn't smell, it's not greasy, and it's available at all great retailers, Walmart, Walgreens, and other great retailers. If they don't have it in your store, change stores immediately. Okay, we've got a lot going on. First of all, oh my gosh. I don't know if you're an Apple person. I am. I was going to go on the air live an hour and 34 minutes ago, and I tried to connect everything, and nothing was working. I mean, nothing. And I come to find out, Apple did a big update, I guess, today, because I was able to go on live an hour earlier, and then between an hour, it's been a mess. It's been an absolute mess. I wasn't going to do the show, but I thought, you know what the heck. Now, here's the deal. If you don't know who I am, that's fine. My name is Rusty Humphries, and I'm a talk show host that's been heard on over 400 radio stations across the country, and now I've moved to the online arena, working with my good friends at Right Wing News. You can also find my podcast. It's called The Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Matter of fact, that's what we're doing right now. We're recording the podcast, but doing it live here on Facebook, and I want to hear from you. As a matter of fact, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got monuments have been flattened. So has Wiener's Wiener. We're going to talk about the Bob Beckel got fired today, and one of the most horrible videos, actually two of the most horrible videos I've ever seen. And on top of that, an interview with Michael Reagan. And it's a story that it was so heartbreaking that I talked to him on, was it Tuesday, I think? And I couldn't bring myself to playing it until tonight. I had no idea. I want to say hello. As a matter of fact, check in. Sherilyn's in Florida. Dennis in Mexifornia. Actually, I'm going to be passing by you this next couple of days, Dennis. I'm heading to San Diego from Phoenix. Dan's in California. Judy's in North Carolina. Gail, Maine here. Hello, Gail. Hello, Helen in New York. Scott, your BS isn't working either. Oh, we've got a troller already. Hey, Scott's a troller. Hey, everybody, let's look at Scott. He wants to come and have some fun and try to be smart and clever. Good luck, Scott. Dumbass. Let's see what else. Pete, I'm here. You're great. Thanks, Pete. You're great, too. Mitch is in the house. Gerald. Scott. Anyway, we got, okay, Jean, Barbara. Barbara's from Washington State. Barbara, that's where I'm from, too. I grew up in the Seattle area. Actually, a place called Des Moines. Where are you from, Barbara? Let me know. I'd love to see it. Okay. Let me get to work, and then we will get some more of your comments. And again, I want you to participate. One of the things that we know, and I've been talking about this, if you haven't seen this video, something that is happening that you need to know about on Facebook and Google and Twitter, and maybe you've kind of heard it from the outside, but you haven't really seen it or experienced. What's happening is that Facebook, Google, Twitter are actively trying to crush conservative voices. They're trying to make sure that shows like this one don't get seen by as many people as should be seeing them. What they're looking for is what's called engagement. That's you putting those thumbs up, the hearts, any of the little icon, the little emojis. But even more important are two things. One, sharing the video, and two, commenting. So if you would please do that and do it often while you're watching this show, it'll make so much difference. And that's how this message is going to get out because, listen, we're just here telling the truth. I don't have a big political agenda other than I care about getting the truth out there. And I want you to hear it. Also, I want you to know about my sponsors. Like I said, we've got Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream, Ad Zombies, and also my good friend John Hawkins, who runs this particular website, Right Wing News. He has a new book called 101 Things All Young Adults Should Know. And if you would go and check that out online, you'll be very happy you did. And one other thing. I was listening during all this mess of my computer mess. And I was listening to a show that a friend of mine does. It's called Blunt Force Truth. It's a podcast, and it's hosted by my good friend Chuck Woolery and his friend Mark Young. And they had a really, really great podcast at Blunt Force Truth. And what it was they were talking to a woman named Stacy Washington. And Stacy was hired by a newspaper to give conservative views, and then they fired her for doing conservative views. So it's a very interesting, very powerful podcast. If you get a chance, go to bluntforcetruth.com and find out more. It's bluntforcetruth.com. And, you can never get it. You can never get enough Chuck Woolery, if you ask me. That's one good-looking man, that Chuck Woolery. And trying to see who's better looking. Him or me? Hey, Chuck. I'm just curious. Okay. All right, speaking of guys that have gotten themselves in trouble, big news story today. Let's get to it.
Former Congressman Anthony Weiner pleads guilty in court to a charge of transferring obscene material to a minor. CNN's Jean Casares is joining me now, has been following this. Jean, he was in court today. What do we know?
That's right. He just pleaded guilty to transferring obscene material to a minor, and for the first time,
you guys
we have
aren't
on
hearing
the
that,
record
are you?
exactly what the facts are. They say that last year, from January until March of 2016, that
interesting. And all of a sudden, my microphone's gone too. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. My microphone's gone. No sound. Huh. Oh. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oops. Hold on a second. Real professional. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Now can you hear me? How about it? It's been one of those days. Let's see here. Why is history being erased? Yeah, I'm going to get to that. Turn your sound up. No, it was my battery died. Yeah, thanks for the warning, Duracell. This is what's called being a solopreneur, doing it all yourself. Sorry about that, Donna. Fix your sound. Facebook interrupt. Yes, Kay, that was Facebook's fault. No, it was Duracell's fault. It was Energizer's. Energizer. That's funny. If this wasn't live, I'd just say, well, let's just start over. But I can't do that. So, oh well. Should I get back to Wiener's Wiener? And then we'll get back to, and then I want to talk about all of the monuments that have been flattened. I want to talk about Bob Beckel. I want to get your comments because it is important. I really do want to hear from you. I apologize for that little mix-up there. But, hey, it's live television, live radio. And again, this podcast. You can find it. It's called the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. You'll be able to find it. I'll put the link for it here at Right Wing News in just a minute. Okay, you ready? Here we go. This is what happened earlier today.
Some more breaking news right now. Former Congressman Anthony Weiner pleads guilty in court to a charge of transferring obscene material to a minor. CNN's Jean Casares is joining me now, has been following this. Jean, he was in court today. What do we know?
That's right. He just pleaded guilty to transferring obscene material to a minor. And for the first time, we have on the record exactly what the facts are. They say that last year, from January until March of 2016, that Anthony Weiner communicated with internet messaging and video chat with a minor under the age of 16, and in doing so, sent her obscene material. It also says in the facts, in the complaint here, that she actually returned to him a sexually explicit photo or video, and even the term live is used in regard to being sent live to him. He will be sentenced in September, but the prosecutor is saying 21 to 27 months in prison. They are agreeable to. He also has to comply with the registered sex offender register. Yeah. So it appears as though at sentencing he will become a registered sex offender.
Okay,
now,
that's enough of the wiener. I take no pleasure in Anthony Weiner's problems. I don't. Did you watch the documentary on him when he was running for mayor of New York City? The guy's really a piece of garbage. I mean, I'm sorry, and again, I'm not jumping up and down that he's in trouble. But he's had a serious problem for a long time. I mean, and you got to go, what kind of problems do you have to have when you lose your congressional seat over it, then you take 2 years off, then you run for mayor, and in the middle of the mayor's race, it happens again, and then you do it after that, and now he's come out and says, "Oh, I'm really sorry," and he was crying, he was feeling bad, and Huma, she divorced him today. And how about that? Hey, Huma, could you wait until a different day? How many thousands of days are you going to live? You're going to divorce him on the day he gets sentenced? Yeah, real nice. Nice gal. Okay, the other person in the news is Bob Beckel of Fox News. He got fired today. Supposedly, this one's weird. Again, I am no Bob Beckel fan, and I don't love to see anybody getting fired. But supposedly, he was in his office and a computer tech was in there working, and he said, "I don't want to be in here because he's a black guy." Does that sound right? I mean, I'm not trying to defend this Bob Beckel in any way, shape, or form, but does it sound like maybe he was trying to be funny? Yeah, I'm not going to be in here because there's a black guy. Ha, ha, ha. Or do you really think that he went, "I don't want to be in here because that's a black guy"? I'm curious. Will you please comment and tell me what you think? I would really like to know, because something just doesn't sound right about this. And for him to get fired over this, I mean, if he really did say, "I don't want to be in here because that's a black guy. I don't like black guys," well, yeah, he should be fired. But if it was something different, I mean, we have so many people that are professional victims looking to be angry, looking to be, hurt, looking to make money off it. I don't know. It just, to me, that just seems a little bit much. Let's see. It's a shame about Bob Beckel. This is Frank. It appears he's lost his ability to carry on a reasonable conversation. Brandon, Democrats just covering up their own history. Oh, yeah, I guess you're talking about New Orleans. I was in New Orleans at Christmas time, and I like New Orleans. And it is such a beautiful place, but they just are taking down monuments now? Civil War monuments? There was a book called 1984. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's amazing to me that that book that was such a warning to the world of what not to do. The Democrats are just falling right in line and doing everything they can to be as close to that horrible book as possible. And I don't mean horrible that it wasn't well written, but I mean horrible in the outcome. You can't just rewrite and change history and hide your eyes because it's something you don't like. It has been a thing where we've allowed these people from the left to be so sensitive. No one anymore says, "Hey, buck up, buddy. Buck up." What happened to men being men? The problem is we've so sissified, wussified, and Oprahified the men today, the kids, that they're just boys. They're children. And no one's saying to the girls, hey, come on, it's not that big of a deal. It's history. We need to do this. No, they're sitting around crying with each other. Oh, no, we got to get rid of the Robert E. Lee thing. Wah! Wah! It's like, are you really? Are you serious? And unfortunately, they are. Well, Pete says he's very happy Bob was fired. Ron said must have been a conservative black guy. Why would you say that? Joyce says, were you in his office when he said it? If you don't know what he said, I don't know. I don't know what the black guy said. I don't know either. It's just one of those things where it just seems a little weird. And I don't know, maybe over the top to fire somebody over something like that. I'm being honest. I don't know. How's that? I don't know. But I don't like seeing, even if I am not a big Bob Beckel fan, I don't like seeing anybody get fired if it's not, necessary. All right, let's take a look at what else is going on the video, on the web today. There was a video that came out, and it was one I saw early this morning. And I don't know if you saw it. But remember yesterday when the guy slammed into all those people at Times Square, right? You remember that? Well, they have finally put out some of the video. Now, when I first saw that, I went, something is weird here. Something isn't right. And I immediately said, this is terrorism. Now, that doesn't mean I said this is Islamic terrorism. But what the guy was trying to do was something, in my opinion, it was a terrorist act. And at first, it's just a soldier, and he was drunk. Okay, I'm going to play you this video, and I don't know that this guy was that drunk. He may have been on something, but this was not an accident. This was not a drunk driver. This was somebody that did this on purpose. Take a look at this. It's shocking what he did. So you see the Walgreens camera, and people are walking, and here's the vehicle. You can see the arrow, and he's driving along. Everything's fine, no problems. And then, okay, he's going slow. He's going to make this turn, and then they're going to cut to the... Okay, look at this turn. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. And he keeps doing it. Here comes the vehicle again. And just here's the turn, and can you imagine you're just walking the street? Oh my goodness. Now, I'm not trying to show you a snuff film or anything, and there's more to this. I don't, you can find this online. I don't think I need to show you the entire video there. But for them to say, well, we're not quite sure if this was some kind of a terrorist act. The latest thing we've heard is that he was hoping that the cops were going to kill him. But it is just a horrible, horrible story. And what happened, and we know one person is dead. A bunch of people are sick. He's in trouble. I hope he gets the death penalty. I really do. If you kill somebody with the intent to kill them, you should get the death penalty. It's that simple. This isn't hard. What do you think? Should he get the death penalty for that, or am I being too mean? Comment right here on the Facebook page. Let's see here. What else do we have here? Joyce says if they don't take down the Martin Luther King statue, they need to leave Robert E. Lee's statue there. Jeff says someone is trying to change Fox News, probably the kids. How about other news channels? I don't know that Bob Beckel would be in the crosshairs of the Murdoch kids. Although I never got the appeal of him. Did you? I never thought that he was that interesting or entertaining. To me, well, maybe it was because he always seemed like he was about to lose it at any minute. He always looked like, Bob's going to go crazy in a minute. Let's see here. Taylor thinks he will get insanity plea, unfortunately. You might be right. Clayton says they stopped teaching real history and the United States Constitution and our rights as Americans, that is the thing that the Democrats like to see, that we lose our rights. Joyce thinks he should get the death penalty. Sheila says families of the dead should be able to kill. I don't know if you get to do that. But Brandon, you agree with me. Thank you. If you intentionally kill someone, you should be put to death. And there's so many people. It's the same whiners that want to take down the statues, and the same whiners that want to change history. They're the same ones going, yeah, a death penalty, that's mean. That's terrible. Well, it's mean and terrible when you decide to run a bunch of people over. How about that? Let's see. I told you about Blunt Force Truth with Chuck Woolery. Make sure you go. I'll give you that one more time. Make sure you go and check out that podcast. It really is good. Oops. Blunt Force Truth. Go to bluntforcetruth.com. No reason other than it was a good show. Okay. By the way, I've been getting a lot of comments. The show is really, we're getting a lot of viewers on this, and I want to thank you for watching. Catherine thinks a Fox boycott due to getting rid of anyone who has a different opinion. Let's see. Dennis says we need to stop calling the Democrats. Democrats, they are progressives. Louisiana there. Hey, Linda, how you doing? We appreciate it. Do me a favor right now. Let's get some engagement going. If you would please just check in. What's your name? Where are you watching from? We appreciate that. And again, we want to get the engagement of the page going. Your likes, your shares, your comments make a big deal so we can go around the algorithm of Facebook when they find out it's conservative. Hey, just being on a page like Right Wing News or My Name Rusty Humphries on there, they kind of try to tune us down, push us out. Don't let them. Again, comment right now. That makes a difference. Do the likes, do the thumbs up, do all those things. It makes a huge difference. Be engaged. Okay. I can't do this story yet. There is a story about kids and guns, and I can't do it yet. So give me a minute. Okay, I'll ask you this one thing, just for a second, completely off topic. So I get a lot of emails, rusty@rustylive.com. And somebody says, you need to dye your hair. Okay, first of all, I got headphones on. Why do I need to dye my hair? But I am going a little gray. I'll be honest. Here you can see it's a little gray on the side. I don't think it's that much. But, so I got a little bit on both sides. I mean, it's not too bad. So they say, you need to dye your hair. I don't know. I've dyed my hair before, and I think it looks fake. I would like to know from you, whether it's I dye my hair. Do you think that men who dye their hair, the hair looks fake? I'm just curious. I think it looks fake. Do you think it looks fake? I'm curious. All right, let's see here. Charles, my 8 to 9 p.m. hour is empty without O'Reilly. Glad I happened upon this. Thanks, Charles. We may try doing it this hour. That may not be a bad idea. Rita says, don't dye my hair. But Rita, the question is can you tell when a dude dyes his hair? Clayton, LOL, gray is natural. It's part of being old. I don't want to be old, Clayton. I'm not that old. I'm too good looking to be old. Sandy says, sophisticated like a fine wine. No dye fake. Linda, yes. Don't dye your hair. Nothing wrong with the little thing. Thank you. Let's see here. Sharon says, I'm a firm believer in the death penalty. With DNA, there are no mistakes. Also, after 9/11, why aren't we tearing down mosques? Sharon in Illinois, one of the most corrupt states in the union besides California and Jerry Brown, LOL. I don't know. Fake hair is better than fake news. Thank you. Yes, Alan, fake hair is better than fake news. I agree with that. Real men don't use beauty products. I don't know about that, David. This doesn't just come natural. I say stuff like that. People go, he really thinks he's good looking. No, I say it because I don't. Because I'm teasing. These are the jokes. You're not paying for the show. This is comedy. Okay. Boycott New Orleans. Remember, there's only one way to stop getting older. What's that, Luther? Dying? Yeah, probably. Chapman is in the D.C. area. Give me some thumbs up, would you please, everybody? Let everybody know where you're at. Yeah, deplorables, check in, would you? Okay, I am going to play a video. It comes from Right Wing News. Can I say that I hope this is fake news? I'm praying to God that this is fake. I'd like your take on if it is fake or not. I have a bad feeling it's not fake. And it's one of the worst things you're going to maybe ever see in your life. And by the way, coming up, I have an interview with Michael Reagan. Another one of the most horrible things you're ever going to see and hear. Let me get this full screen. So what am I talking about? You'll see this video I have up. And if you're listening to the podcast, I have just a side-by-side, a young child. And the story comes from Argentina. Now, with the internet, you never know when something happened. Like, I worked for a big internet company recently, and it was weird that stories would become viral, and they happened 3, 4, 5 years ago. Oh, isn't that cute little puppy? Yeah, that puppy is now 200 pounds. It was 4 years ago. The internet is a weird place. Anyway, this video that I'm about to show you is it ruined my day, I'll be honest. It completely I'm a single father. Okay, let me just be honest with you just for a minute. I'm a single father. My wife passed away 7 years ago. And so since then, I've been raising 2 daughters. One's now out of the house, got married recently, actually a year ago. Very proud of her. And I've got now a daughter that's 16. But I sure remember those days when they were little and they did stupid things. And I'm a gun owner. I believe in my Second Amendment rights. And I was always very careful to teach them about guns. They've always been scared. I tried to take them to the gun range a couple times. They wouldn't do it. They're kind of girly girls. They just, no matter what I tried, they wouldn't do it. But I was very clear about, and I hope you are too, if you have children, grandchildren, anybody in the house, I'm begging you right now, please teach them that a gun is always a loaded gun, even if it's not. To always treat a gun like a loaded gun. Again, the story I saw on rightwingnews.com. It is a story out of Argentina. And you'll watch this little boy. He's playing with the gun. He's having a great time. Everything's fun. Anyway, like I said, I pray that this is fake news. And I want you to watch it and tell me. But I got a bad feeling. My BS detector's pretty good. And this one has really, really, really bothered me. Here we go. Isn't it fun?
Otro enojada más flaquito.
Just playing, pointing the gun at the little girl. Nobody's saying anything. He's just having fun. Isn't it funny? This is Facebook Live, by the way. I can't play anymore. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. There's another 30 seconds of these kids screaming, trying to get help to save that little girl. And I don't know if I should play that. I only do because I want people to know how serious this is. How serious you have to be with your gun safety. How serious you have to be in talking to your children. Now, Jay says it didn't sound like a gun going off. Taylor said it sounded like dry fires before. I don't know. Again, I hope it's fake news. I hope that that's a internet hoax. If someone did it as a hoax, man, that is a sick human being. Coming up in a minute, I am going to play you an interview that I did with Michael Reagan. Sandy says guns are not toys. Teach them gun safety at a young age, says Alan. Catherine says air rifle. Irresponsible gun owners, lock it and safe. Bad parenting all around. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, you know who Michael Reagan is, right? Michael Reagan was a talk show host. He's a great guy. He was Ronald Reagan's son. And I was interviewing Michael. He didn't have Skype available at the time. So I was interviewing him about his new book called Lessons My Father Taught Me. And it's, Michael's actually written a whole bunch of books. You go on Amazon, for example, and you got, Twice Adopted, and City on a Hill, and The New Reagan Revolution, and Michael Reagan on the Edge Looking In. And again, like I said, his new book, which for some reason has not popped up on this Amazon page, but I know it's there. It's called Lessons My Father Taught Me. I want you to listen to the interview. Again, I'm not going to have a lot of visuals for this one, unfortunately, because he wasn't available to do the camera. But I did not know some of the things Michael Reagan went through growing up. And as a parent, again, of a 16-year-old daughter, I've been sick to my stomach over what Michael went through and the stories that he's telling. I'm going to play you that in a minute here. Let me see here. See your messages. Anyway, Jace didn't think it sounded like a gun. Judy says we were taught that guns are not toys. Loaded guns in our houses. We did not touch them. Good. Braden says air rifles can kill too. Yeah. Joyce says I believe in guns. I own one, but I keep mine out of reach and unloaded away from my children and grandchildren. Anyway. Joyce says, say hi to Southern Mississippi. Hey, Joyce. She's a single mother, lost her husband. Chapman says, shout out. I'm a single father of 3 daughters for 10 years now. I appreciate all of you. Well, anyway, again, like I said, I hope that was a fake news story, but I certainly can't. I would rather the story be out there and that one person went, hey, maybe I should say something to my kid, than just ignore it. How about that? Okay, before we continue, I'm telling you about sponsors. because that's how I pay my bills. And it's hard to get sponsors these days, even though we have these huge audiences on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion, which you can find on iTunes and Stitcher. It's in the top 100, sometimes top 200. But if you go and look into politics and look on the rankings on iTunes, my podcast is way up there. And it's because of nice people like you that tell their friends and they download and they listen to it. And hopefully you'll share this video and I'll put the link on there and it'd be very nice. But it is still very hard to get sponsors for programs like this because all these left-wing groups are going out of their way to try to get these sponsors to not have anything to do with conservative media. That's why Google has gone after conservatives. That's why YouTube. I have friends. I don't know if you've heard these. You probably have. I have friends that make YouTube videos, and some of them make a ton of money, or used to, and some of their income was cut by 2/3 or more. Just one day it stopped. And it was because, well, Google didn't want to offend people. Well, how about you're lying about President Trump? How about this made-up Russia crap? That upsets me. The attempted coup d'etat on our country by Democrats, that ticks me off. How about you? Okay, are we back on now? Looks like the video got interrupted. Somebody called my phone. I hate it when that happens. Okay, are we back on? I think so. Okay, let me wave. I think I'm back on. Sorry about that. Or maybe not. Anyway, let me tell you about my good friends at a company called Ad Zombies. Ad Zombies is a incredible group because what they do that's so important is that they will do the best Facebook ad ever for a flat rate fee of $44. Now, nobody I know can do that. And if you have a business that is looking to get more attention on Facebook, that's what guys like Ad Zombies do. Go to their website. I know the people that do this, and they are really, really awesome people. So go check out Ad Zombies. And by the way, if you go online and if you go to adzombies.com and you type in my name, Rusty, at checkout, you will be able to get 20% off at Ad Zombies. So it's very awesome, very nice, and I really like them. And if you would do me a favor and you a favor by going to Ad Zombies, I would really appreciate it. And I know you would like it too. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Thank you for coming back. It's worth it just to hear the music. Let me get myself reset up. It has been a technical day from heck today. Thank you, Apple, for the big upgrade, not letting anybody know in advance. I'll just listen to music. Get into the groove, man. I'm into the groove. Okay. We're waiting for people to come back. Thank you very much. I was telling you about Ad Zombies, my great sponsor. And if you have a business or you want people to know about you on Facebook or Twitter or any kind of the advertising, you got to go to Ad Zombies. I know the name sounds funny, but they're bringing advertising back to life. And what they do is, not only are they great at doing advertising, and they do it for a flat rate of $44. And I'll give you a deal. You tell them Rusty sent you. Go to the checkout, type in the name Rusty. That's me. My name's Rusty Humphries. Hi. If you type that in, guess what? You will get 20% off. Okay? 20% off the first ad. So go do that. Thank you very much for Coming back, if you do me a favor right now, not only give me the thumbs up and the hearts and all those things, let's get interactive. Check in for me one more time. Let me know where you are and where you're coming from. Lillian is chilling. Kevin Bruce is a deplorable from the state of Washington. Kevin, where in Washington? I grew up in. I've lived all over the country. I've lived the jingle from WKRP in Cincinnati, town to town, up and down the dial. I've been all over the place. But I did grow up in the Seattle area, actually a place called Des Moines, Washington, which, if you know the Washington State area, is halfway between Seattle and Tacoma. So I am curious. Peggy says, stand strong, union proud, deplorable from Livermore, California. Braden got kicked by Facebook, had to look up the show again. Yeah, Braden, it wasn't you, it was me. I got kicked off. I told you they've been trying to silence us, man. They're trying to shut us down. Had probably nothing to do with the technical issues I'm having all day today and all the updates Apple had. No, I'm going to blame Facebook. I'm going to blame George Soros. It was George Soros. He went to Facebook. Him and Mark Zuckerberg were probably smoking big old fat marijuana cigarettes, right? You know George Soros is behind legalizing pot everywhere. So here's what I think happened. I think George Soros and Mark Zuckerberg were toking it up, smoking it, probably listening to a good Cheech and Chong album, and went, wait a second. Yes, hello, Mark Zuckerberg. Yes, George Soros. Mark Zuckerberg. That's my George Soros impression. What do you think? Mark Zuckerberg, that Rusty Humphries on right-wing news and the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Look at them numbers, man. They're going through the roof. We can't let people know what he's saying. Pass the big fat one, would you? Mark Zuckerberg, dude, yeah, I could just push a button, man. Make sure nobody hears it, man. Yeah, let's do that. And that's probably what happened. I'm not positive, but that's just my guess. Nancy's at Casey in Kansas City, Missouri. Love Kansas City. Do me if it is barbecue month. Did you know that May's barbecue month? And Kansas City. Oh, this is where I get in trouble. You want to start a civil war in America? It won't be about Democrats and Republican stuff. It'll be about barbecue. Oh, I'm not kidding. Because I love Kansas City barbecue. And I love Texas barbecue. But it's different. And it's different from Memphis barbecue. And it's different from South Carolina barbecue. Which is different from Alabama barbecue. And oh boy, you do not get in a fight over barbecue. All right. Do you not believe in George Soros? Yes, Sharon, I believe in George Soros. I just don't think he just shut me off a few minutes ago. That's all. Prescott Valley, Arizona. Eugene, I'm about an hour from you right now. Let's see. Becky's from Beverly, Mass. First-time listener, loving it. Love barbecues. What kind of... Now, okay. Let's have a barbecue talk just for a minute. First of all, the best thing in barbecue, when you just go to a grill and you put hamburgers on a grill, that's not barbecue. I'm a barbecue expert. Okay, I don't want to brag. It's a fact. I've actually went to school to be a judge. That's how much I got 2 big smokers in the back, and when I do a brisket, it takes me 2 days. So okay, so let me help. We're gonna have a little bit of barbecue talk, and then I'll play the Michael Reagan interview because it is barbecue month. It's May. What else you got going on? It's Friday night. We're sitting down. I got nothing going on. No dates for me. Okay, so barbecue is not throwing burgers on the grill. That's grilling. Okay, there's a difference. Barbecue, true barbecue, is when you use a big smoker and it takes a long time. For example, you can always tell, whenever I go to a barbecue restaurant, the first thing I do is I go for the brisket. Why? Because the brisket is the hardest thing to do in barbecue. If you can master brisket, you can do anything else. But if you can't master brisket, I want out of there. Like I said, it takes me 2 days to do brisket. And that's 2 days of working, too. And in the art of barbecue is taking a bad piece of meat and turning it into a good one. The brisket is one of the toughest piece of meat on a cow. But when you take the time and the care and you do it right, then it becomes the most tender. Can I tell you one of my favorite entrepreneur stories? I love entrepreneurism. I'm a solopreneur right now. I'm building my business. You're a part of it. Thank you very much. That's why I keep asking you to go to my sponsors because, without them, hey, my daughters and I, we're going hungry. So Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream, please go check them out. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, and other great retailers. Also, John Hawkins, 101 Things All Young Adults Should Know. Go do that. Also, my friends at Blunt Force Truth. It is a fabulous podcast with Chuck Woolery and Mark Young, and it's at bluntforcetruth.com. Oh, and Ad Zombies. If you have a business and you are on Facebook, you're looking for a great advertising, somebody to help you with the ads, go to adzombies.com and use my name as a promo code, Rusty, and I'll give you 20% off. Okay, barbecue. Entrepreneur story. By the way, all those guys I just talked about were all entrepreneurs. All of them. Mark Young, by the way, is one of the best entrepreneurs I know. And he is... I just love this guy. Someday I'll have him on the show and we'll talk about him. Okay, so I've got a friend. And his dad was a top psychologist in the Kansas City area. And we had somebody from, Eugene, Slow and Low. That's right, baby. Oh, Rudy says, I believe in Soros. I believe he's Satan right here on earth. I don't disagree with you on that one. Sharon, just in Memphis. Let's see here. Okay, let me get back to work here. By the way, your comments, your hearts, your thumbs, give me some thumbs up. I'm going to wait. I want thumbs up and heart right now. Thumbs up and hearts. Thumbs ups and hearts. Let's get some interaction. That's what this is about. It's not about you just sitting around and watching in your underwear. And by the way, you look adorable. You really do. Oops, I dropped my phone. That outfit you're wearing, it's adorable. Thank you. Pasadena Livestock Show, says Clint, and barbecue cook-off, fourth largest in the country, 225 cooking teams, won 3 out of 4. Holy moly. Second overall grand champion, 1 reserve champion. Clint, I want to hang out with you. Okay, keep those thumbs up going. Thank you. Okay, so here's one of my favorite entrepreneur stories. So my friend's dad was top psychologist in Kansas City, Missouri. And one day Luther says, just found you tonight. What's your schedule? I don't know my schedule yet. To be honest, this is a test. And next week I'm going to be gone. I got to go to San Diego. And then the week after, starting next month, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to do it every day. But I'm trying to figure out what time is. Here's a good question, then I'll tell you my story. What is a good time for me to go on live and you to watch this? That's a good question. I'd like to know. And you got to tell me if you're East Coast, Central, Pacific Coast, because if you say 9 p.m., and I'm thinking that's West Coast, it's midnight East Coast. So I don't know. I'm very curious. When would you have time to hang out with me on a regular basis and help me get this message out? Will you please comment? Please, everybody, will you please do it just once? Even if you're just sitting watching, will you please help me this one time and let me know when would be a good time to do the show? Vincent says, thanks for the laughs. Thank you. Scott, 10 p.m. East. Thank you. Okay, let me tell you my story, and then I'll come back to your comments. Comment right now. Okay, so back to the story. So again, my friend's dad, top psychiatrist, Kansas City, Missouri. Told you this story. So one day he comes to my friend and says, I'm going to make $1 million someday. Well, how are you going to do it, Dad? Rudy, what's my message? My message is, you know what my message is, Rudy? My message is I stand up, I speak out, and I fight back. I'm standing up for America. I'm standing up for what's right. I'm standing against this media that's pulling a coup d'etat on a president of the United States. And if the president did do something wrong, I'll hold him accountable too. I'm tired of the swamp. I'm tired of the elitists running America. I'm tired of you and me being ripped off and them taking everything to the bank. I'm tired of that. I want to see America be the land of opportunity again. How about that? Is that enough for you? I want people held accountable when they're wrong. Anthony Weiner should go to jail. Sexting a 15-year-old. Okay, can I get back to my story now? How about them tearing down the, Western Nevada? Mark, love you guys. 7:30 a.m., that's not going to happen. I'm not getting up early. Okay, so The psychiatrist says to his son, I'm going to make $1 million someday. How are you going to do it? My friend says. Dad says, I don't know. Don't know. So one day, a couple weeks later, they are at a picnic outside someplace in the Kansas City area. And they're sitting down, they're eating their hot dogs, their hamburgers, whatever. And his name's Dr. Davis. He starts looking at the picnic tables and noticing something. Ketchup, mustard. Ketchup, mustard. Ketchup, mustard. Ketchup, mustard. Ketchup, mustard. Ketchup, mustard. Every single table has ketchup and mustard. I got my idea. What's your idea? I'm going to mix ketchup and mustard. And I'm going to make it one sauce. Now, he called it Musjip. He could have went with cat turd. He went with Musjip. I probably would. So he gets a Musjip. And he gets a regular Musjip. He gets a sweet and sour Musjip. He gets a dill Musjip. He gets a barbecue Musjip. He gets a sweet and sour Musjip. And he puts Musjip in the stores in Kansas City. And it doesn't do so well. It's called Musjip. What do you expect? So after a couple of years, my friend goes to his dad. And he says, you know, Dad, I don't think Musjip's working. I think we need to do something else. He says, okay, well, what else do you think we should do? He says, listen, I think the barbecue sauce is the barbecue Musjip is pretty good. What if we focus on the barbecue sauce, change it up a little bit, take out the name Musjip, and call it something else? And he says, okay, well, what should I call Musjip barbecue? What should we change it to? He says, I don't know. Let's see. You're from Kansas City, and it's your masterpiece. What if we called it KC Masterpiece? And that's how the #1 barbecue sauce in the world got started. Go to any store, KC Masterpiece is there. And they made like $15, $20 million off that deal. Isn't that great? Just a story of coming up with an idea and making it happen. And we have so many people today that just want it to happen by themselves. They just say, just give me. And if I don't get, I'm going to cry. I'm going to go to college and be there for 20 years and learn nothing. I can't stand people like that. Cannot stand them. Let's see. Sue says 8:30 Central. She's in Illinois. First-time listener. Tired of all the garbage going on in D.C. myself. Drain the swamp. President Trump must have hit some nerves. They just won't quit. What about O'Dummer, Hillary, Podesta, and the other swamp rats? What's going to happen to them? Your thoughts, please. Well, thank you, Sue. Good questions. First of all, nothing's going to happen to those guys. Never does. Ever. Nothing. So we might as well forget about that. Here's what's going on in D.C. And, everybody's so excited about Mueller. Oh, they love that guy. A clip from yesterday. See if I can pull it up. Mueller. Oh, he's the best. That Mueller. Oh man, he is just the most wonderous guy, and nobody's better than him. Nobody. Let's see here. Can I pull it up? I want you to hear from these people. Here, I'll get both these clips up. Is this? Yeah. Okay, so I want you to listen to Democrats talking about Mueller. Now, here's the one thing you got to remember, always. Here, I'll let you look at me from a better view. Here's the one thing you got to remember, always, 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 when you are talking about Democrats. And that is, whenever they say something is good for Republicans, it's a lie. Whenever they say, oh, well, gosh, only if Republicans will do this, it's a lie. Remember when they said, boy, the only guy that can win president is John McCain. Remember that lie? Oh, the only one that can win is Mitt Romney. Oh, that was a lie. Oh, and if they put in Trump, oh, he's going to lose. Okay, never believe a Democrat ever. Ever, ever, ever. Never believe the Democrat. Can't switch that over. Okay, so here's what was in the news. This was yesterday. Mark my words. Here we go. Oops.
Much. Joining us now, Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein. She's the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee, also a key member of the Intelligence Committee. Senator, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
So the president told me and some other TV anchors earlier in the day he believes the appointment of a special counsel, in this case Robert Mueller, quote, hurts our country terribly, will simply help Democrats. I want you to react to that coming from the president.
Well, I respect it, but I disagree with it 100%.
I bet.
I think it's a terrific appointment. I think it says to both sides, this is going to be a strong, independent investigation. It's going to carry out the concepts for which it was legislated and do so in an important way. Bob Mueller, you have to know, and I think you do know this, Wolf, is known to many of us. I knew him when I was mayor of San Francisco.
He's the bestest.
And he was U.S. attorney. And, of course, during my time here when he was head of the FBI. And he's no nonsense, he's direct, he's trustworthy, he's truthful. He's a very special man, and I think he's going to be an excellent special counsel.
Oh, yes. When again, that's who I want to listen to, Dianne Feinstein, on what's going to be good for the president and our country. Now, here's another great quote that I love. Ted Nugent. Do you like Ted Nugent? I love that guy. Good old Ted. Been a friend of mine for years. Do I have any pictures of him handy? See if I can find him really quick. Me and Uncle Teddy. Uncle Ted. Here we go. We'll use that one. Not a great picture of Uncle Ted, but here. There we go. Take that off. There we go. Me and Uncle Ted. Anyway, so Ted Nugent is Ted's on Fox News yesterday. Luther says, which side of her face is she talking out? Thank you. Donna, if they find nothing, will they say he didn't do his job right? No. Bob, what a babe. Clint, gun-grabbing Feinstein, yes. Eugene makes gun laws and then exempts themselves. That's true. Okay, so everybody in D.C., not only just Democrats, but Republicans too, everybody talking about how great Mueller is. And finally, somebody agrees with me. Somebody's got a couple of brains in his head. Listen to Ted Nugent, Uncle Teddy, talking to the liberal on Fox News yesterday.
Is saying, it's divisive. This is the Republicans kowtowing to the whim of the Democratic Party. But for me, it really seems like an objective win-win because this guy, Mueller, everybody thinks he's great. He's above the law. And he might be best positioned to clear President Trump if indeed nothing was wrong.
Well, if I may give you an overview from Working Hard, Playing Hard America. We are aware of the corruption, the abuse of power, the criminality that runs amok in our government. And this kind of devious behavior by the Democrats is so out of control that
but Mitch McConnell did it, right?
Yeah, but a rhino, yeah. He's got an R after his name, but good luck with that. We expect this. I do believe that since it's I wish I could use the cluster love song. But there's such divisiveness out there. We know it. It's inescapable at this time. I would love to see this run its full course because I believe in the president. I believe in what he stands for. That's why we voted for him. And I believe that what will come out of this spotlight will eventually help him. I think it'll clear him. And by the way, if it doesn't, as a real American, we the people guy, I want the facts to fall where they lay. I want the spotlight to get the truth out. And if the truth hurts somebody, so be it.
Okay. The only thing I'm going to disagree with Ted on there is that I don't trust that this special prosecutor is going to just look for the truth and be done. They never are. Because when they're put into this power, they're given unlimited power, unlimited money. And they've got to get somebody. Ken Starr. Who did he get? His big thing on getting Bill Clinton was Monica Lewinsky? How about Scooter Libby when they went after George W. Bush and those things? I mean, people get caught up in the crosshairs here, in the crossfire, and it's not right. And they're going to do everything they can. There's no evidence at all to suggest that Donald Trump has done anything wrong. I'm just concerned that they're going to try to get somebody to prove that they did something. Now, I just saw a comment here. And Joey's here. Hey, Joey, thank you very much for watching. Joey says, I'm a liberal who respectfully disagrees with your views, And I'm here, H-E-A-R, you want to have the H-E-R-E, buddy. It's okay. I'm here to educate myself on how you guys feel about the state of our country. First of all, Joey, welcome. We welcome you with open arms. And even if we disagree, I believe in open dialogue. The problem what we're having in this country, the problem that we are having on the university level is that when people, especially from the left, I'm sorry, bud, but especially from the left, when they hear something they don't want to hear, they want to shut it down. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. They want it shut down. That's why they're destroying monuments in New Orleans right now. And it's wrong. We need to have more voices. You know, one of the biggest mistakes of World War II, before World War II, Neville Chamberlain was the Prime Minister of England. And Winston Churchill was not Prime Minister at this time. He was kind of out of politics. And he was getting on the radio and saying, we got to watch out for this Hitler guy. I'm telling you, this Hitler guy's bad. There's stuff going on in Germany. And nobody wanted to hear it. Nobody. Because they just finished World War I and they were tired of fighting. Kind of like we're tired of fighting the war in the Middle East. Heck, I can understand it now. But so what did the government of Britain do? They silenced him. As a matter of fact, they gave him a job in the government to shut him up. Think of what would have happened in history had the British people listened and took Hitler out before he killed all of those people. The world would have been a better place. So that's why, Joey, I believe in hearing from all sides. That's why I suggest you go ahead and listen to the Daily Cause. Go to their website, or the Huffington Post. And then go to Drudge and Fox, go to CNN, go to MSNBC, listen to this show, watch us, what's going on in right-wing news, listen to my podcast, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Get all the sides. Think for yourself. Unfortunately, the millennial generation has been told, we'll think for you, don't worry about it. You just feel. You feel, we'll think. And I think it's going to damage our country in the long run. It may be, I don't know if we can recover from it. Dan, most of the country didn't want us in the war. Oh, which war are you talking about there? What's going on in North Korea? Mainstream media has gone silent. I don't think we know what's going on in North Korea right now. It's a mess. Donald Trump out there going to Saudi Arabia and then Israel. I've been to Israel 10 times. I hope that he makes the right decisions. Somebody said that they were talking about the 1948 borders again. Oh, my gosh. Let me explain. Boy, I got so much going on tonight. We're just riffing tonight. Is that okay? Linda says, it's how kids were brought up. Everyone gets a trophy, must have things their way, run to your safe space. Yeah. Clint says Hitler was a result of the Weimar Germany Depression and runaway nationalism. Yeah, but he didn't have to go kill a bunch of Jews. He didn't have to start another war. I mean, it was a mess. But has anybody been to Israel? If you've been to Israel, let me know. If you haven't and you'd like to go, tell me that. I'm kind of curious. Or if you couldn't care less, put that on there too. Write that comment really quick. Israel, yes, I want to go. Been there, not been there, couldn't care less. Been there, not been there, couldn't care less. Anyway, the problem with Israel right now, and let's just do it from a completely tourist point of view. We're going to forget about the going all the way back to Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael. We're going to forget that just for a second. We're going to forget Islam and Christianity and all that stuff just for a second, okay? Part of the problem with the 1948 borders is if you go to Israel as a Christian or a Jew, the Palestinians won't let you go to see your religious places. The Western Wall, and boy, I can get into that and take 2 hours of how long that would take to go back into the Western Wall. But for hundreds of years, Jews were not allowed to go to the Western Wall. And this is the problem. Palestinians, and you go anywhere around the world where Muslims are in control of the property, next thing you know, you can't go. And it's not right. We could talk about if they agreed to allow Jews to pray at their holy sites and Christians to go pray at their holy sites, but they don't want to do that. They want to keep it and they want to own it. It's all theirs. Gimme, 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 gimme. All right, I was going to do the Michael Reagan interview, but this has gone way too long. I had a technical thing in the middle. It's been a long, crazy day. I will put the Michael Reagan out probably next week. I'm going to be gone next week. I'm going to San Diego, so I will get it up so you can hear it while I'm gone in San Diego. And then I also have an interview with a senator, and we're going to talk with him about a convention of the states to maybe change the Constitution up. That's what he wants to do. Okay, do me a favor. Go to Blunt Force Truth. It's a great podcast. It is hosted by Chuck Woolery and Mark Young. Great guys. Please go there and support that podcast, too. They're great. Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, and other great retailers. It is true medicine, and it absolutely works. AustralianDream.com is where you can find it. Add Zombies. If you have a business and you want to get your message out on Facebook or online, you want Add Zombies to write that copy for you because nobody's better, and it's a flat rate fee, $44. That's it. And if you use my name, Rusty, at the checkout, you'll get 20% off. That's the promo code. Rusty, that's me. And John Hawkins' brand new book, 101 Things Young People Should Know. That's it. We'll see you next time. And if you haven't listened to all the podcasts, check out a few more of them, would you? Download them, like them, love them. Do a nice binge. It's the one binge that's good for you. May God bless you. May God bless America. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.